Did the Prophet ﷺ ever allow beating of women? Did he? Now, there is an argument about that, because once I was addressing a much bigger audience than that, and that woman just stood up. She stood up and she said, listen here, your religion tells us that men are allowed to beat women. Of course, she was non-Muslim, she was non-muhajjaba, and I knew from her attitude and the way she talked that she was one of those Orientalist feminist women who were just out there to bash Islam and make it look bad. So I told her, now everybody kept pushing me and telling me, go talk to her, go talk to her. So I went and talked to her. I said, come, what are you referring to exactly? And of course the ayah was, وَاللَّاتِي تَخَافُونَ نُشُوزَهُنَّ فَعِظُوهُنَّ, and those whom you are afraid lest they deviate, then advise them. فَعِظُوهُنَّ وَهْجُرُهُنَّ فِي الْمَضَاجِعِ وَاضْرِبُوهُنَّ. And we're going to wait and stop at that and explain that. So if you fear that the woman is deviating, in what sense deviating? She's becoming stubborn. She's becoming very ugly, having an attitude. And she just wants to create a fire in the home instead of peace and love and affection and mercy. They also can be stubborn sometimes. I mean, they're not angels. But if they do that, what do? We advise them. The Prophet didn't say insult them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't say insult them, and the Prophet didn't implement that at his time by insulting them. And the Prophet and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first, before the Prophet, did not say go and beat them. He did not. He said advise them. فَعِظُوهُنَّ. And what will you advise them with? Be obedient to me, otherwise I send you to hell? No, that's not what the Quran said. فَعِظُوهُنَّ. Oh, a pious woman is someone who obeys Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And what do we want out of this life? It's so short. And even what we do with each other here, the conflict, all this is going to go away one day. And what we're really looking for is Jannah, is paradise. And may Allah give us all al-firdaus al-a'la, to be in the highest level of paradise. This is the kind of advice that you give a woman. You have to be diplomatic about it if the woman is stubborn, because she's emotional and she wants your love. She really wants your love. It's not that she's against you. She just wants your attention. And so if she's deviating, it's for a reason. Let's sit down and talk it over, honey. Why are you deviating? Then when you discuss it and you don't treat her as a follower, as a drag, and you don't treat her as a child or as a student, and you just don't treat her as someone taken for granted, and you're the boss and she's the employee, if you don't treat her like that, and if you treat her as on a par with you, your love, your companion, and your partner, then you're going to sit with her and talk with her. Why are you doing that? And how can you win the woman's heart if you're going to insult her and hit her? How are you going to win her heart and live with her after that? There's no way you can do that. So you advise them, and then if that doesn't happen, وَهْجُرُهُنَّ. Where are you going to abandon them? In the footnote, in the bed. You're not going to leave the home and run away and escape from her. That's not the way it's done. But you're probably just going to turn your back at her. And then after that, when she doesn't respond, and she's still stubborn, and she's still having an attitude, then you're going to tap her with a miswak. And the siwak is like a toothbrush. It's just a small thing. It's not a big, humongous stick, and it's not a whip, for that matter. It's not a shoe that you throw at her. But these things happen. These things actually happen. And when you do that, you're not supposed to break the skin or cause any bleeding or cause the breaking of bones. You're not supposed to. And you can check Ash-Shawkani on that. And it's also in the footnote. So all of these things, the way we treat women, the way we look at them, the way we have to implement the Quran and the Sunnah in the right way, all of these things, how much more time do I have, Amina? 5 more minutes, wrap it up quickly. Okay, now we need to do those things. We need to change our attitudes towards our women. We need to change also our attitudes towards our children, because the absence of the father, the husband in the home is a big problem in the United States. And the woman is not only burdened with wifehood and motherhood spiritually and emotionally, but the husband also has to participate in being an upbringer, مربي. كلكم راع وكل راع مسؤول عن رعيته. Each of you is a shepherd, and each shepherd is responsible for his herd. And that does not mean just bringing the money and the food and saying Salaam alaikum, going out to the masjid to socialize with the brothers, and we're going to have a good night, see you later, honey. That's not the way it is. You need to be there with your wife, and you need to be there with your kids.